Hi, sweeties. How are you doing? Welcome to Naya Sim. Thank you so much for the support. Hope you all are doing great. So I compiled some videos and also I thought we really need to see them. But at the same time, while we are seeing them, I still do not want anybody outside because they've been beating Black people so hard. Now, I understand what is going on at this point in time is a collective work. It is not going to be for one person. And I am going to say that those people that are saying it is like you have to collectively do the right thing. What are other people doing? Because you do not expect people that look like me to come out and do what they have been doing, which is serving democracy for all these years, right? They have been serving it until this very moment. Just this year that they said they are not coming out, it looks like heaven is losing, right? And now let me tell us something. You all that are saying let's collectively do what we are supposed to do. Let's assume that Black people comes out soon right now and do what they are supposed to do and save democracy again. Trust me, people will not learn their lesson. I understand that sometimes you have to really get bad for people to learn their lesson, right? Because if they jump out now and do their magic, because it's usually like magic, trust me, next year they will still do worse and expect it to come and save them as usual. I am not in the mood of telling anybody to go and save anybody because they have never come for a day to save you. So I know it is collective effort. Everybody have to do this one this time around individually. And you are still going to do your work wherever you are, probably amplifying your voice or chanting for them from your room, not from outside. Let's get into this video.
Whenever you hear people talk about American exceptionalism, this is what you need to understand when they talk about this topic. The United States of America is the only country in the history of the world that fought white on white to keep slavery. That's all you have to understand. These people killed 698,000 people in the United States in the Civil War to keep slaves. If any of you are interested to understand the depth of what is going on in America today and why people vote for people like Trump, you need to read the secession papers that they thought that black people were products. America is not exceptional. It has been and continues to be a racist country. They killed each other to keep slaves. The only country in the world that did this. Yes, other times in history they were slaves. From the Romans, etc. They did not fight a civil war to keep slaves. But this country did. Once you understand that, you understand why things are happening the way they are in the United States.
I need anybody on the left, leftists, progressives, liberals, Democrats, socialists, communists, whatever. I need all of y'all to come here for a second and you just sit down. Because I'm going to say something that's going to hurt your feelings, but you need to hear it. The stark contrast has to happen now. Okay? In as simple and as plain as I can possibly say this, no one is coming to save us. No one. What passes for a Democratic Party today is as much of a detriment as the Republicans. Am I saying both sides are the same? No, I'm not. Because the right side is insane. They are out of their minds. What I am saying is the Democrats, the left side of this, are perfectly happy letting them be that way. No one is coming to save us. Social media is not the haven of First Amendment free speech that you think it is. I do not care if it's Meta. I don't care if it's Google. And I don't care if it's TikTok. There are people who will not allow you to open your mouth and say the things that you want to say because you're not going to fuck up their money. And right now, the big money is in right-wing, demagoguery, MAGA-infused, insane politics. And right now, the Democratic Party is in disarray, and we got infighting all over the left. So let's go ahead and clear the brush out of all of this. Okay? No one's coming to save us. We have to save ourselves. But in order for us to save ourselves, we must first have a purity test. The purity test is quite simple. You either fighting on the side of humanity or you're not. That's it. There's the test. If you have a little itty bitty thing that is the only thing that matters to you, I'm going to need you to get the fuck out of the way. I'm going to need you to politely take your motherfucking ass and sit on the porch because we no longer need you here. Because right now, what we are seeing is a fight for human rights. The reason I say there has to be a purity test is quite fucking simple. Right now, we got 1,000 damn agendas. We got turncoats amongst us, and we have people who are more than happy to either watch it burn or help it burn at the expense of others. Just like the current Democratic Party, they will stab you in the fucking back. Just ask Rashida Tlaib. Just ask Al Green. They will capitulate and bend the knee at a moment's notice. But they will come to you and tell you how they're fighting for you. They are not. They are fighting for profit margin. Don't forget, both sides of the political aisle are elected leaders, practice insider trading. All of them. There is no clean hands in this shit. Because there's the ones that are doing it. There's the ones that know that it's happening and have done nothing. So there is no clean hands in this shit. So this is why there has to be a purity test. If someone wants to be elected to office and they're not fighting for human rights, then you do not vote for them. Get them out of your face. Do not listen to our so-called left-leaning commentators like the Young Turks and people like that, because they have no plan. They just know what they don't like, and what they don't like is a bunch of personal fucking issues, which is why you cannot listen to them, because they will lead you down a path of fuckery and jackassery, and you will be burned or being sitting right where we are right now. It is quite simple. Are you fighting for human rights or not? There are those amongst us that will sell us out for a fight overseas, as if there isn't 330 million people here. While you worried over there, you're not doing anything for the people here because you have a singular focus. So singularly focus your ass up out of the room. Go over there. Fight over there. Don't come here. Don't. Because I'm going to tell you something that I have learned since I was a child. You can't do shit outside if you do not take care of home first. And that is going to require some of us to do something that a lot of us are incapable of doing. And that is seeing people as humans and not the bullshit you have in your head. Some of y'all are going to have a problem doing that. I don't care if you think I don't like this lifestyle. Nobody asked you to. They asked you to see the humanity in those people and fight for them. Nobody cares if their culture is not your culture. Are they humans or not? If you can see that these are human beings, then you fight for them. That's the end of the discussion. That's it. That crosses all lines, just like poverty does, just like sickness does, just like being overworked and underpaid does. If you have a head full of stereotypes, get rid of them or stand your ass on the porch, because we don't need you around. If you cannot see my common humanity, then I don't need you in the fight with me, because I can't trust you. You will either sell me out, sell out my family, just to get whatever the hell it is you think you deserve. There is our purity test. And this needs to be something that is fought here on the ground to let our elected leaders know this is our line in the sand. This is our line in the sand. That means all women's rights are a fight you need to be involved in. All of them. All of them. Because what you feel like is attacking you attacks millions of other women that you ain't even thinking about. That means when somebody says Black Lives Matter, you don't just focus on the black, you focus on the lives matter part. Because you can put Latino lives, you can put Native Indigenous lives, you can put trans lives. You can do that because the word lives matter are the only two important parts of it. It means getting rid of the racism you've been taught. It means questioning the people that gave it to you in the first place. It means standing on business. Not just showing up with pussy hats and signs, really showing up and showing out. Are you fighting for human rights, Senator so-and-so? Are you going to fight for human rights, Representative so-and-so? If they say no, get them the hell up out of here. This is why progressive ideals, which are universally loved across America, never get the traction that they deserve. Because some of us can't sell the shit right. We try to sell it on, well, I'm going to go to this community, so I'll talk about this. Or I'm going to go to this community. You out of your mind. All of it crosses all communities. Do not get distracted with wedge issues that want to divide your attention. Fuck them wedge issues. Because all of them revolve around human rights. If the progressive left-leaning movement is ever going to get any traction in America, then we got to be better salesmen of what it is that we want than we've ever been. And right now, far too many of us are focused everywhere else except for the singular fucking ideal. Human rights. There's your plan. Fight for human rights. And if you can't, if you want to be selfish and think, oh, yeah, I'm thinking about my only thing, then please exit stage left and get the fuck out of our way so we can at least try to change the bullshit we have going on right now.
I know you're thinking about it, but don't do it, bitch. Get your black ass back in the motherfucking house and put that cape back in the motherfucking closet. We're not doing it. You're not going to be on the front lines of any motherfucking movement, bitch. The only front line you're going to be on is the motherfucking cha-cha line and the motherfucking cruise ship, bitch, because we're not going to be at it. You heard what the fuck I said? Don't you fucking do it. Okay, let they ass sit in it so they can learn from it. I know you're thinking about being Captain motherfucking Saberho, but no motherfucking moho. No motherfucking mo. It is not our lesson to motherfucking learn. If they do not go through it, they will never learn from it. The problem is white people have been bailed out all their motherfucking life and never been held accountable for shit. They've been bailed out by their parents, bailed out by the motherfucking judge, bailed out by the motherfucking system. They have never been held accountable, which is why we are dealing with the shit that we're dealing with right now with this past election. Every motherfucking damn opportunity we gave them to build a community and join us to save democracy, they spat in our fucking face and told us we don't know what the fuck we're talking about because they think they know every fucking thing. Don't you take your black ass out there, because if you go out there on the front lines and someone throws a brick, your black ass will be shot in the fucking streets, and you will die, and you will be a martyr, and guess what? No lesson will be motherfucking learned, because again, black people have been called to the front of the fucking line to be the sacrificial fucking lamb for motherfuckers who will never learn a motherfucking lesson, who will never fucking do the same thing for us. You hear what I'm saying? So you sit your black ass in that motherfucking house. You sit your ass still until you know it's time to get the fuck up. Don't worry about it. It's instinctual. We will know when's the motherfucking time to act. But right now, rest.
It's only been 60 days. What's scary is the silence. The silence from some people as the world crumbles around them, as the stock markets crash, as people make TikToks. It's the silence, the avoidance. It's the bystander effect. It isn't me, not yet, and the hope that it'll never be you. But you see, with despots, with dictators, with fascists, it is always certain that they come for you because they need to control everybody. Collectively, we have the ability to do something, right? We have the ability to act. We have the ability to rally. We have the ability to push back. While there is still hope that minds can be changed in the House and the Senate and at the judiciary level, there are two other co-equal branches of government, and the belief is that those people will also have the bystander effect, that they will sit silently by as democracy slips from our hands like sand through an hourglass. Yet there is still hope. There in history has always been people who did the right thing. Even where we did not align with them completely, they did the right thing for rightness' sake. And in this moment, in these 60 days, we have found that we are faced with one of the most insurmountable challenges that our democracy has ever faced. Do we sit silently? Do we let it happen while we make TikToks dancing? Do we let it happen while we continue on because it isn't us yet? Do we just lay here and let it happen? The celebrities that are able to move out of the country have. That is not an act of rebellion or resistance. It is an act of self-preservation. That does not help millions of people that don't have the money and didn't from the get-go to move somewhere else. So the question is, will we sit silently by? Will we continue to make TikToks? Will we continue to make videos? Will we continue to act like everything is okay till it's not? Yeah, that's the question. The question is, do we believe in this American dream, as nightmarish as it can be sometimes? Do we believe that we can sit here and watch everything, as imperfect as it is, slip away because we are afraid to raise our voices to an 80-year-old man who, quite frankly, is no longer coherent? Do we sit silently by as he destroys everything that this country ever stood for, the good, the bad, the ugly, but the hope? Or do we cling to the hope that we have? Do we cling to the hope of a brighter tomorrow? Do we push back against hatred and ugliness and wickedness? Do we push back against billionaires owning us? Do we push back, or do we sit silent? We must do something. I say this a lot, and I'll offer it again tonight. Sometimes it takes standing. For in standing, you give the silent permission for someone else to stand with you. You give the permission, the courage to someone else to push back against bigotry, to push back against hatred, to push back against this belief that we are more different than we are alike. We must push back. We must resist. We must not forget that we have an obligation to our sister and to our brother, no matter if that person is black, brown, white, Asian, gay, straight, trans. It does not matter, that we have an obligation to first seek to love them. But will we have the bystander effect? Will we stand by as they deport 10-year-old children with brain cancer? Will we be despicable enough to believe that it's okay until it's us? We have an obligation in the comfort and safety of our communities to do something in this moment, and it is my hope that we will do something, for doing nothing offers us nothing but despair. And so as I toss and turn myself to sleep tonight, I am reminded, hope, hope, hope is the enduring strength that helped Harriet lead people from enslavement. Hope is what made Rosa say no on that bus. Hope is what made Dr. King give everything in his life so that we could have better. Hope is the thing that will guide us through the next phase, through this dark patch, out of the lion's den. We must hope. For if we have nothing else, hope shall sustain us. Resist.
This is all I got from this video, and I am going to take this one after the other, and I hope it sits well with every one of you. You may not actually. Now, I am going to say this. You all already know how we know that our life matters, but I am going to ask, do other people think or believe that we matter as people? Because last I checked, Black people has been really standing with everybody. When I say everybody, everybody, they literally have fought for everyone. I understand that with the condition and the situation of the country right now, what are other people also doing to make sure that the country is safe? Not just what only Black people are doing, because so far you all can see what has been going on. And because Black people actually warned everybody before the whole thing happened, that is one of the reasons why they actually are arresting at this point in time, right? And are other people also advising themselves? When I say other people, I am asking about white people, Latinos, Asians, and the rest of them, right? Are you people also advising yourself? Because this has always been Black people fighting for everybody, standing up for everybody. No matter how bad it gets, no matter how tough it gets, they stand out to fight it. They have been saving democracy all their lives. And just this particular one time that they said, we are not serving democracy, and it looks like the country is tearing apart. And I am going to ask this. What are other people doing? What are they saying? What impact are they trying to make? Are they trying to fight this thing down, or they are trying to wait for still other people to come and join? Because at this point in time, I need them to be out. I need to see them on the road. See, I don't want to gaslight us. I understand that this situation requires critical thinking and also everybody, all hands on deck. But at the same time, I don't want, because we are doing all hands on deck, and bring my own people outside and they don't make it back home. So while we are also looking for a way to ask people to do the right thing and think of other people, we can actually think of other people from homes, right? You can also do what you are supposed to do from home without going outside. See, I am going to tell you people this. With the whole thing going on, because I saw the video of the 10-year-old girl that had cancer. She is American citizen, but because her parents are not, she was sent back home. Someone that is recovering from treatment. And this was one of the things Black people warn you people ahead, right? I do not see. You all do not understand how America, I'm not saying my people, some of them do not understand how America works. I might not live in America, but there is something that people have already seen how politics works and how this is also going to play out. Because majority of them did not even understand what is going on. I see Latinos, I see Asians, all of them, let me even Latinos, right? Said that it is white supremacy that they are going to support, which they did. And now it is playing on them that they messed up. I see majority of white people that lost their job, right? And it is playing on them. And now there are some of them are saying also in the next election, they will still vote Trump. It means anybody that can actually sit down at this point in time and see how the country is burning and tell you that in the next RMC going to vote Trump, that is to tell you that some people will never change and racism will never stop. Some people will continue as much as they can to make sure that you as a Black person do not have the right or do not receive the rights that you are supposed to receive as a Black person. Go heaven and come back. I stamp what I said, and that is how it is. Some people do not want your best interest. And the best they can also do is if they see anywhere it is being done, they will still block it. Why? Because they just do not want you and they do not like you. And for that reason, you are not supposed to get it or get anything. In as much as they've been calling Black people is the only people that can save this country. Trust me, if I say that Black people are coming up today, tomorrow to save this country, see, they are going to save this country. Everybody will be happy, but trust me, they will still not support reparations. That is to tell you how mean they are. I believe in hope, right? I believe in but while you are hoping, while you are hoping, what are you doing before that thing you are hoping comes? It's just like a waiting period. What are you doing in that time? Like at that time, what are you doing while you are hoping and waiting for something? Because when you are hoping, you are waiting. It is a waiting period. What are you doing? What are they doing to make sure that they save this country? Now, let me tell us this thing. This country is not only for one person. I don't know if that does make sense. It is for everybody. And it is a collective effort and hard work. It is collectively that this will work. And if you all think that Black people may come out and do what they are supposed to do and get this country back, trust me, in the next how many years ago, they will repeat the same mistake that they have made. Why? Because they have always believed that Black people will save the country. And why are they still grumbling? Some of them are grumbling. They are grumbling because Black people are used to coming out to save them. Now they are not saving them. It becomes a problem. Now the problem is that you all thought us, the way you all have treated Black people so far in this country has taught them how to survive. And it is not our fault. It is not Black people's fault. So what am I saying in essence? You heard what the Jamaican woman, I'm mistaken. She is Jamaican, right? You heard what she said. The only country that has fought themselves to keep slave. And you all know why they are still fighting. Tell me how a government, how they've been beating people that look like me since the government started. Why are they beating us? They're beating Black people to see them on the road and to do what they are supposed to. They've been going back and forth. Because they do not want. So how are these people supposed to stand up now and start fighting? Because them also have the problem that they are fighting for themselves. How are they going to collectively fight for everybody when nobody is fighting for them? It's a little bit dicey, right? But I am going to say you do the right thing. But at the same time, I do not want to see anybody outside. You can be activist or whatever you want to be right from your room. But you are not stepping outside. That is something I do not want to hear. They want to step outside. Let them step outside. Black people know when they will come out. And when it is right for them to come out, maybe not this year, maybe not yet next year. Whenever, I am saying when the time is right. Let me read it from the Bible so you all will understand it. When the time is right, I, your God, and we make it. I don't know that version. That is what I am trying to quote. But at this point in time, it is not the right time. Bye for now.